Hi everyone, I've been making videos for 5 years and this will be the third version of, hey, the market is tanking and I'm down X amount, here's why I'm not worried. 5 years ago during COVID, when COVID first started, I was down $50,000. I released a poorly made video explaining how confident I was and how I was going to double down. Well, 3 months later, I was back above break even and had a huge profit. Then 2 years later, I released another video showing how I was down $100,000, so even more, and how I wasn't worried. Well, now I was going to release a video about how I was down $500,000. I released a video in January showing how I had $2.2 million in Canadian dollars in stocks. Well, the overall market is down 18%, and I was down 500K. So here's why I'm not worried. A few things. The stock portfolio, the one I had, is unrealized value. I didn't have that money in cash in the first place. It was just worth that much. Now it's down X amount. It's not realized. It's an unrealized decrease. Here's the thing. I didn't lose anything. I reduced from my overall gain. While not ideal, but look at it this way. I made 23% in 2023. Well, we all did. And then I made 24% in 2024. I didn't have that money. I didn't have that cash. It was just fluctuations in the portfolio. But I'm going to show you, okay, regardless, I'm ranting. This market is weird. After one day and one tweet, which is clearly market manipulation, but I guess insider trading and all that stuff is legal now, the S&P increased and all the stocks increased 10%. This is the highest increase I've ever seen. I can't recall another day with a bigger dollar gain than today. But it's not about the increase. I just want to let everyone know this happens, and this happens often. As long as you're not retiring in a few weeks, you'll be fine. The market will be fine. Every 10 years, we get a recessionary collapse, like a 50% drop. That was in 2000, the dot-com bubble, then 2008 financial crisis, then 2020 pandemic. And every 4.5 years, we get a 20 or 30%, it's not a collapse, I'll say it's a correction. So 20% calls for a correction. It looks like it happened in 2014, 2018, 2022 slightly, and now in 2025. Let's also look at the reason for the collapse. Take a look at these anxiety attacks. Look at all the reasons for each drop. We had Vietnam War, we had embargo, dot-com bubble, crisis, pandy. Now, do you think these temporary tariffs are a strong enough trigger to cause something bigger than this? And even worse, sustain a decrease or drop longer than this? I'm saying all of this so you can feel relaxed. If you're a new vendor or if you haven't been through this type of panic, don't try and sell and predict the top or predict the bottom. I keep saying this across my entire channel for the last few years. Buy and hold is the ultimate strategy. I actually really like this image, accurately titled "The Price of Panic." Look at the returns of a buy and hold equity investor. Cash investing is probably earning just inflation. That's very low. Bond investors are earning a small but safe interest payment. Buy and hold is returning almost 9x return to the reactionary investor who panic sells when the market is dropping and then is too afraid to buy back until the market is probably already recovered. Look at it this way. Perspective is everything. We're looking at year to date. It's red. You just started investing. You're scared. Why does it drop when you just start investing? How annoying. All I ask is that you zoom out. Let's look at perspective. All I ask is you zoom out. We're here in this red bubble. It's down, but in comparison, it's not down a lot. We're in this red circle. When you put everything into perspective, it's not that bad. Everything seems like a buying opportunity. We've had a good 2 years. If we zoom out, we've had a good 5 out of 6 years. 2023 had a huge return, so did 2024. So we're getting a pullback. We have to take the good times with the bad. If you're able to invest for the long term, now is as good a time as any. It's probably annoying to hear people continually say that, but I was worried to tell people to go all in when SPY or the S&P 500 was at 600 per share and everything was hitting all-time highs. But now we're getting at least a 20% discount. I'm confident in my choices. If you want to know what to invest in, I make an annual video of my top ETFs. I have a top ETFs for 2025. If you're interested, I'm going to leave it here. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any questions and tune into the next one.